Welcome to the 31 Nights of Macoween. Every night during the month of October, I will review a scary movie. Come and join if you dare.
In the blink of an eye, they're infected. The virus struck.
There's the blood. There's something in the blood.
The devastation spread, and the world he knew was gone.
No! No! No!
He thinks he's alone, but he's not.
I wake up today in hospital.
28 days later. Rated R starts Friday only in theaters.
I am so fucking ready.
28 Days Later is a 2002 British post-apocalyptic horror drama film directed by Danny Boyle and written by Alex Garland, and it stars Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris, Christopher Eccleston, Megan Burns, and Brendan Gleeson. The plot depicts the breakdown of society following the accidental release of a highly contagious virus known as the Rage virus, and forces the struggle upon four survivors, Murphy, Harris, Burns, and Gleeson, to cope with the destruction of the life they once knew while evading those infected by the virus. Okay, so I know I should have reviewed the first film instead of doing the sequel first, but 28 Days Later is an awesome film, and it still holds up to almost 20 years after its initial release. So remember how I said in the 28 Weeks Later review that they took the elements from the first film and improved upon them? Well, I mean that because the elements they used from this film are the main pillars that make this film great. The plot of the film is very unique, and the execution of it was just excellent. Our only piece of exposition we have to go on until we see Cillian Murphy wake up in the hospital is the opening monkey scene and the B-roll film footage that shows the breakdown of society through newsreels and all that jazz that you like in your post-apocalyptic movies. And we learn more and more about what's going on through the characters. Good to have it conveyed to us instead of long and plotting exposition scenes. Speaking of characters, they are also good as well. If you look at the cast of whom, you'll recognize some names and go, oh wait, they're in this movie? Yep, a lot of the cast will go on to become big names in defining roles years after the film's release. Even Danny Boyle, the director who would later direct Slumdog Millionaire. But the performances in this film are great though. Everyone gives their character depth and make them interesting and fleshed out. And if you could do that in an infection/zombie movie, which a lot of the characters are just kind of one-dimensional and boring, that's a damn good job by them. The score was good as well, mostly on the part of John Murphy's iconic score in The House. Nothing else to be said there. I said it back in my 28 Weeks Later review. The only thing in this film that I didn't like just a little bit would be the cinematography. Now, I know that the budget of this film didn't quite compare to the big budget of a modern zombie in horror movies. I think that 28 Weeks Later had a higher budget in this film, and like Jeremy Johns once said, they made a zombie movie on the loaf of Wonder Bread, or on the budget of a loaf of Wonder Bread, and it sucks that the quality of this movie, it looks like it was shot on a 144p quality video on YouTube. Like someone just shot the movie on their BlackBerry or Motorola. And even if you have good TV with like 4K quality or like the Blu-ray, the movie's going to have that same grainy style. And that brings it down a bit because it just sucks. 28 Days Later was released June 27, 2003 with a budget of $8 million. After its run at the box office, it will go on to make $85.7 million. Overall, 28 Days Later holds up as to a good watch almost 2 decades later. If you're a fan of infection or zombie movies, I highly recommend you give this film a watch. I'm going to give 28 Days Later a 9 out of 10.